DECA boss. Hello, my name is Alex Perez, and I'm here to talk to you about a proposal for your monetary investment in my new digital service, Maritime Sailing. Maritime Sailing is an online annual subscription service that allows prospective sailors to have a variety of boats available for their use anywhere in the nation and at any time. Customers pay an annual fee of $700, and by using our app or website, they can select an available boat that they want to use in a certain area, and with 1 day's notice, we'll have it rented and ready for them. Baseline customers only need to pay the annual fee, but if they are new or an inexperienced sailor, there is an option to add a specially trained maritime captain that will take them wherever they desire with just a small fee. Maritime is not only much cheaper and more convenient than buying or renting a boat, but it also lowers the high barriers of entry in the boating industry, attracting experienced and inexperienced customers alike. No service of its kind exists at the moment, and conservative estimates have us making over $458,000 in net profit within the first year, with about $100,000 in gross of net profit every subsequent year. Maritime sailing is customer focused, as our service is directly tailored to solve the issues in the sailing industry and depends heavily on customer satisfaction. As we continue to solve customer inconveniences, our popularity, reputation, and subscriber count will only increase. We hope to make the strides in an industry that has for far too long remained stagnant and immobile. We hope to bring in the innovation and technology of the 21st century to not just the entire sailing industry, but directly to our customers as well. The centuries-old sailing industry is ripe with the opportunity for disruption and customer-focused innovation. Through our customer-focused service, we have an immense opportunity to attract multiple massive market segments to our product. Our price and convenience makes the hassle and large expense of owning and transporting your own boat avoidable. For vacationers who need a boat for an annual party or trip, Maritime is superior to renting or owning a boat in both convenience and price. Through our ease of access and accommodability, we can attract prospective customers who have wanted to try out sailing before, but have been turned off by the price or difficulty to get started learning. For aquatic athletes, Maritime is an extremely appealing alternative for obtaining boats to enjoy a specific activity. There's no service that exists that solves as many problems for sailors as Maritime does, and we have an opportunity to change and innovate in an industry that is perceived to be mostly stagnant and elitist. Due to the extreme demand for cheap and convenient boating and our securing of venture capital and personal investment, we believe that the success of maritime sailing is not only feasible, but likely. Me and the other founders are contributing the $80,000 needed for an initial startup cost, which covers the creation of the website and other expenses like advertising. We've already also secured venture capital funding to pay for our first year operating costs in exchange for equity. This ensures that Maritime will run smoothly, which leads to customer retention and customer growth. We expect to have about 3,000 subscribers after our first year, and we are confident that our subscriber base will continue to grow in the subsequent years. We believe that our solution to the many issues that consumers have regarding the boating industry will ensure the success of Maritime, and our service provides game-changing convenience that will be impossible to ignore. Maritime will require about $80,000 of initial startup capital to pay for things like website development and advertising. We've already secured $1.75 million from venture capital firms to pay for our first year operating costs in exchange for equity. After our first year subscriptions are collected, we'll be able to pay for all the costs associated with running maritime sailing with the profits we receive. It's important to note that we will not be taking any loans or borrowing any money, so there will be no need for us to pay anybody back. While there's always risk involved when starting a new business, since we have secured funding to successfully launch and run Maritime for 1 year, we believe that there is a very small risk that we won't make a profit. We are confident that we will be especially successful in our first few years, since it would take any hopeful competitors at least 2 years to launch a service that can compete with maritime sailing, even though it would be clear to consumers that it's a knockoff. In the years before and shortly after an inevitable competitor launches, we'll have complete domination of multiple market segments in the sailing industry. The risk of failure directly after launch is low, and is very much worth taking, considering the impact Maritime will have on the boating industry. The central service that Maritime is selling is our $700 annual subscription. Users pay the annual fee, and they have access to boats anytime and anywhere. The way we achieve this is by using software to look at possible boat rentals in the area. Then when a user selects the boat they want to take out, Maritime rents that boat out, with the user only paying their yearly fee. At that point, customers need only pick up their boats. Users can opt in into ordering a trained maritime captain, paying just an extra small fee. Also, users can opt in for a luxury package where Maritime will rent out luxury yachts for users with an additional fee of $2,000 to $3,000. We expect that very few of our customers will select the luxury option. and it exists more as a novelty for the few that want to use it. As our total revenue and output increases, we can expect our profits to increase as well. As our output increases, we expect our total revenue to increase. As all our customers are paying the same annual price for subscriptions, we don't expect marginal revenues to change during Maritime's existence, unless customers heavily order fee-based services. We plan on working hard to increase our output and revenue every year, as a greater user base will only lead to the further spread of our service. We plan on using three main avenues of marketing to spread the word about Maritime: traditional advertising, social media, and word of mouth. We will use radio and TV commercials to hit our target market of middle-aged to older men who like boating, initially getting ourselves into public conversation. We'll use social media like Twitter and Instagram to go after traditionally younger audiences, specifically those who would benefit from the lower barrier to entry that our service has created in the boating industry. Word of mouth will spread our service between experienced boating enthusiasts, as they may trust the opinions of their experienced friends more than the usual person and be more inclined to believe in Maritime's quality and use in their own lives. Thank you, I hope you invest, and goodbye.